Right, we back again. We're gonna break down Walter Nolen today, and this is one of my favorite prospects in the draft. I'm gonna say it because the title of the video is gonna say it as well. But Walter Nolen said that he's the next Aaron Donald. I know that's a very lofty expectation to have, but he's showing a lot of explosiveness at 6'3", 305 pounds, third-year junior. He started out at A&M, transferred to Ole Miss. Ole Miss, you're gonna see him. They're popping off the screen this year with a lot of athletes. But you're going to see it right here versus Georgia, this explosiveness out of him. He's going to get under this block, going to get back there. Now, look at this now. This guy, 6'3", 305 pounds, right? I think one of his knocks that they got against him a lot is his arm length. He got 33-inch arms, but when you're explosive like this, you can have some shorter arms than most, right? This is versus Georgia too. This isn't versus Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, West Georgia. That's versus Georgia. So just so we can get that pretty much established. But I'm gonna say explosive with a capital E, capital XPLOSIVE. Plenty of exclamation points. And I slowed it down on purpose. I really want y'all to understand. Very explosive, and you're gonna see a lot of. Like you see it right here, speed to power, get off of me. I know it's Wake Forest, but you see that extension, you see him getting in. You see a motor, you see speed to power, you see explosiveness. You see him a lot versus the zone schemes that they like to run versus him. He gets down the line. It's hard to really block him. He diagnoses it quick. Sometimes when it's a gap scheme, it's big on big, and they can kind of duo him and bam block him. Sometimes they get washed out, but you see that a lot. But with these D lineman prospects, when you're watching them, like right here, he probably had like a little bit longer arms. You probably see him work that rip a little bit more, get skinny, get through there. But what does he end up doing anyways? Pushing the pocket. But what I was saying was, what you're going to see a lot nowadays with what the Eagles just did to the Chiefs, if you can rush 4 up front, if my foe can beat your 5 and your 6 and your 7, if you only keep 3 in a pattern going out, it's disruption, right? And these guys like Walter Nolen with the motor inside, you can have 2 great edge rushers. But if you don't have somebody that's going to be able to prevent that quarterback from stepping up in the pocket and disrupting the play there, it's going to be very tough. Now, we saw Jalen Carter do that with all the plethora of D linemen and edge rushers that Philly has. So these guys are going to be a premium going forward. These hosses, because Walter Nolen, the hoss, man, hey, he's somebody, And it's really crazy to know that Texas A&M had him. They had Nick. They had LT Overton, who's at Bama now. And they had Shamar Stewart, all one D line. Just crazy. We see him working out right here. You have to, they're doubling him in a lot of these pass protections, and he's still wreaking havoc. Now look at this, right? He's on the ground. He's still trying to block him. He's still getting pads on your quarterback. Still putting that Riddell mark on your quarterback, right? Still getting him. He got 2 Tigers on the ground. And I think some of these plays here might play a little bit later because some things I want to go over with it. But you see him here working inside. Going to make that running back have to step up because that's the most dangerous defender for him at that point. And what does he do with a running back? You cannot block him with a running back. OCs out there, the 32 of you that are going to be in the NFL, please do not block this guy with a running back. Simple as that. He's going to toss him. He's going to work underneath right there with the rip. Going to get skinny. He's going to put hands on your quarterback. They go kick out. Look at that. He's fighting back inside, and this is what you want to see. Like, I can take bad pad level. I can take, people who might not have a second counter move, things of that nature. Like, we can take that because what you want to see is this motor from your guys. You want to see violent hands, which he has, and you want to see explosiveness up front. Everything. I don't know what's going outside. I'm in Boston, but I don't know if y'all heard that. But right here, right? He engages at the point of attack. He's realizing, okay, He's trying to keep me outside of the play. So what does he do? Rip back inside with a snatch, gets hands on the running back. That's what you want to see, right? They got him over here in the 5 tech. Maybe even a shade, 6 shade maybe, versus Will Campbell. So let's see what he does here. I'm not really for certain what he'll do, but let's see. Gets upfield, wants to work back inside, so you see Will Campbell reset his hands once Walter Nolen resets. So what does he do off of that? He works a spin move. Now, let me tell y'all something. When he works this spin, watch this hand. I want to see if he ice picks. He picks him. Yep, ice picks him. Now, y'all probably going to say when he ragdoll some of them guys, or them ain't pro guys, that's the number one tackle. That's the number one offensive tackle. Out of all the O-linemen going to get drafted first, it'll probably be him, most likely, that he worked that against. And once again, what does he do? Gets Garrett Nussmeier on the ground. He's going to create pressure. He's going to create havoc. He is explosive. And for him to do this off of the edge versus a premier left tackle shows me what I need to know about this kid's explosiveness and his athletic ability. They say he plays a little bit more off athletic ability now than he does playing off of football. We'll take it. At the end of the day, we'll take that. This isn't like I said. Some of these plays you're seeing is not versus Florida International. It's not versus Georgia Southern. It's not versus Louisiana Monroe. And there's nothing wrong with schools who do play G5 or FCS, but these are versus other guys. This is versus SEC talent. It's versus other Power 4 talent. It's versus guys who they the man too, right? They gonna be the man too. Wherever he not doing this versus no B teams or JVs. See him here, too explosive. Now this is gonna be the issue for a lot of centers, and you see it with Jalen Carter. You saw it with Aaron Donald. You see it sometimes with Chris Jones in the NFL when they line him up over a center. That center has to snap the ball, get both hands up to be able to stop this explosive athlete right here from getting to the quarterback, right? So he knows that, right? Oh, let me get back. I didn't go too far, did I? Right here, yep. So he knows that. He plays great with leverage right here. You're going to see him engage. Once he realizes that head goes down, he disengages, and he's going to rip, get skinny, going to put Carson Beck on that move. They raised a lot of hell on Carson Beck that game. Walter Nolen shifts over. No chance for this guard. No chance. Guard's too high. He wins outside. Going to make him step up in the pocket. And his boy makes the play, right? A lot of interior rush is not all about the sacks with pass rushing. Like I said in the video prior, pass rushing with sacks, we can create sacks. We can manufacture sacks. We want to make sure that this quarterback cannot get a rhythm, as y'all saw Patrick Mahomes couldn't get a rhythm in New Orleans, right? See what he does right here. I think this play's gonna, let me see what the motion is. So they motion in to a 6-man front. Walter Nolen comes off the ball, is violent with his hands. They're trying to wash him down the line. He reestablishes his leverage, and what does he do? He makes the play. Like I told y'all, that's 6'3", 305 pounds doing that, man. Oh yeah, some of these are just gonna be repeats from earlier, but we want to see this, man. You want to see violence with the hands. You want to see bad intentions with these plays. You see him, it's bad intentions. When he's getting we creating bad right there. He's in the backfield. As a D lineman, you want to be at the heel. You want to play on their side of if this ball right here, what's that? If it's at the 18, 19-yard line right here, I think, it might be a little bit off. He wants to be playing at the 20, 21-yard line, and he does. He plays in the other team's backfield. Right? He's violent, creates that pick play for everybody else to be able to make the play. See him lined up over, I'm pretty sure this is him right here over this guard. I don't think the guard had a chance. Nope. He working the, rip lever move, but keeping gap integrity. And this versus South Carolina right here. No chance. No chance. Off the ball, right? This guard had no chance. Right there, he already won the rep. You just got to shed, get skinny, force Lenore Sanders out the pocket. No chance. You have no chance. He's too explosive. It's a shame to me to know that Ole Miss lost 3 games. But you see him right here. He's working back inside to get back in that gap. Oh, no, he got on the ball there. It was a fumble. Yeah, he got on that ball. That's a fumble. See him over here in the 5-tech. Looks like they running a little mint front. Yeah, they got a mint front going on a little bit. That's versus left tackle. Shedded him. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, y'all got to really watch some of these people on film. You can't just look at people and say, oh, he had 4-5 sacks. He didn't do much. He did. No. You got to watch how violent some of these guys are in the trenches. Some of these dudes violent. This is what you want to see. This is a 3-tech. If he gets somewhere with a 3-tech, they got some decent edge rushers. Come on now. Look at that. Get off of me. Off of me, dog. Get off of me. Violent. We want to see that violence right here. He's working. I think he was only working with his outside hand though. He probably got a little bit of inside hand work, but off of me. Now, you want to see him probably disengage before that, but I want to see that. I want to see that aggression. I want to see that violence in the trenches. He probably plays with just a little bit better pad level, maybe, as they like to say. And he probably shared that earlier, but he told 74, these my trenches. That's what you want to see. 74 got to see him again. 74 did a decent job that time, But Senior Bowl right here, this is what I was saying earlier. It's hard for some of these centers versus these freakish athletes like Walter Nolens and the Jalen Carters, Jeffrey Simmons, these trench soldiers. This is what I think Bobby Bowden had a term back in the day. He called them war daddies because they bring a war every play, But you want to see this, right? And this is so hard because a lot of D tackles in pass protection, right? When you're just doing one-on-one drills like this, like the center knows he's one-on-one. The center knows he's one-on-one, right? And he has to stay on side. He can't jump early, or it's a dead rep. So this guy has to snap this ball and reset that hand to get there in time that he can't beat him upfield. But when you're playing versus guys like this, it's no chance. Look at that right there. He don't even have hand placement. And he's already at a 45 in prime real estate. By the time you're going to see a hand get on him, he's already at the heels. It's a lost rep. And I know it's just pass pros one-on-one, but this is Senior Bowl. Now look, that's when he's really getting hands on him. Now you already see. The center is still heels. Center still at the heels, right? Walter Nolen has already broken that. Walter Nolen is going to win this rep. You cannot block Walter Nolen one-on-one with a center. They line him up backside or front side on that center's arm. And you think this is the same rep right here. Yep. It's just too quick, too explosive. You're going to see him versus a guard here, another guard from LSU. He whooped him all that game. Well, he whooped him a lot. You're going to show him a little shimmy. Gonna work back inside. Keep your foot up. You be good, but he pushing that pocket. You won't step up in the pocket on him. Now, he almost jumped there. You see that disengage, got him on skates. Now, this is a position for you OLinemen out there. You never want to look like that. You got one hand and you on skates once they disengage. So You can see the explosive, man. I think this is another view of the same rep we just saw. He wins with the hands. Right there, he's won, right? He has a bag with his hands, as everybody like to say, they in a bag and everything, but he can work some moves. Sometimes they said that he doesn't work well with counters, and at times you can kind of see he might just rely a little bit on a rip or a long arm to try to create more separation. But at the Senior Bowl, I saw a lot of this. You see right here, he's hand on hand. No way that he's going to reset on you there. And then you see hand hooking his arm. So it's no way that this tackle, no way that this guard is going to be able to reset on Walter Nolen once he clears hips and he gets vertical, right? So you see him, he has to replace his hand movement. Walter Nolen's already dipped, get skinny. Now, this is just a pass rep drill, right? But even though it's a pass rep drill, it's this is what you want to see. Now he got two hands on a shoulder. So he went from rushing half a man to him blocking half of a man. That's a one rep. That's what we want to see, that explosion. We want to see that, right? And this is another play. I love this play. I love seeing this play out of him. I've seen it a couple of times on Twitter before. I think we saw it earlier as well. But you can really see how lateral he worked downhill here, right? So they go outside. Looks to be outside zone. No, it's not outside zone. But they go outside and watch how he works down the hill, right? But watch how he works laterally. And he's able to get over there and make that play. You can't wash him out, right? You can't wash him out, though. It's no washing him out, man. Just go sweep, y'all. And he's in there. That's 6'3", 305, working downhill, right? You can see it here. This is Walter Nolen. This is him, right? This is the center, guard, tackle. Got a tight end here. I think it's a receiver over here. No, this ends up being a receiver. But he can't get him. He can't get him. And then they don't do that, but they can't really hook him and stop him from creating to get outside with the leverage, right? So they just bring everybody, get him out there, and what do they do? What does he do? That's what we really want to see here. He's winning with the hands, right? And he's waiting. He's being patient because he knows if he gets too far upfield here, that back can just cut it, right? The back is going to cut it if he gets too far up there. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that's the back. Yep. I always get Lagway and the running back confused with the 2 and 1 sometimes, but you see it here? They just go sweep. Basically a toss. And he's already creating a disruption. And he plays it perfect. He keeps that outside hand free so they can't block him. Now, we love to see it. Love watching Nolen as a pick. Between him and Mason Graham is going to be who gets drafted first. Mason Graham is elite as well. I think Walter Nolen has a way higher ceiling than Mason Graham, and Mason Graham's floor is a lot higher than Walter Nolen's right now. Now, Walter Nolen really reminds me of Robert Kimdichie from a couple years ago. I think he is what we thought Kimdichie would be, right? But looking at his film, I don't see him probably dropping out of the top 20, most likely. Just watching the film on him. He's a top 20 guy, looks like it to me, especially with the emergence of that, how the Eagles just obliterated Kansas City. Teams are going to be looking to create more inside pressure, and he's an immediate plug-and-play starter at that 3 tech. He's going to get somewhere here with a decent D-line coach that's going to help him refine a little bit more things he needs to work on, just like the pad level, and being able to anchor just a little bit more versus the one gap schemes or the gap schemes that offenses are going to try to run it inside at them, and probably get them just a couple more counter moves, because when you get to the NFL, like I tell you all the time, it's Friday night players, it's Saturday players, and it's Sunday players. He's a Sunday player. He might have been playing versus a couple of just Saturday players here. He might have been playing versus a couple of them Friday night players on, some of these, we don't really know. But when he gets with a Sunday coach that's gonna really get him there, man, I think I'm not gonna say he could beat the next Aaron Donald, because that's a lofty goal. But I like the ambition from him to be able to say that, and he has the film to back it up with his explosiveness. Let me know if y'all want him on y'all team and how you feel about watching Nolen as a prospect. We're gonna try to get some more trench guys out, really focusing more on trenches and the backers, because that's what I know. We'll look at some other positions too, but I want to get through all the guys I really want to put a spotlight on. Appreciate y'all. Let me know if you want to see somebody else. Let me know if you think he'll be a good fit on your team, and where you think Watson Nolen will end up going. Appreciate it.